Welcome to the VA Academy Podcast. Dating VA Diaries Podcast. But somehow we made some rebranding for an upcoming, paano masabi natin, event ba? Or something
Yeah.
that will give you guys na sobrang magugustuhan ninyo. By the way, my name is Ten and my friend here.
Yep. My name is Michael.
So we've been in the VA world for quite a long time now.
Yeah.
And we created this podcast for you guys para ma-share namin yung stories, tips on how we made it, this far, and all the things that we've learned from all the mistakes and success that we had in life. So, ayun. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah. Welcome, guys. So guys, just a quick heads up lang na this is a rebranding of our first podcast, which is VA Diaries Podcast, and we are rebranding it to VA Academy Podcast because we've seen your comments sa TikToks and stuff. And nakita namin na you guys are really curious on how to really start this VA journey nga naman.
Yeah.
And nakita namin mga positive feedbacks and all. That's why we created this.
Yeah, VA Academy. Also, like same dun sa Facebook group. As of now, we still don't have anything to offer to you guys because we're making it as much as possible perfect and efficient para sa lahat ng mga aspiring VAs or wanna be better or enhance VAs in the long run.
So just a quick announcement, we made some changes in the name of our Facebook community group, and if you want to learn more about VA, join Virtual Assistant Academy. We want to create a place where we can help each other, share our stories and experiences in virtual assisting. So join Virtual Assistant Academy.
It's open to anyone, for everyone that wants to be a virtual assistant, wanna excel, and eventually like create freedom. And yun lang din naman yung ginagawa natin dito eh. Time freedom, money freedom, by making sure you get the right tools, jobs, everything. No? So, doon pa lang sa pangalan nitong bagong podcast. I mean, nakakuha nyo na kung ano yung gusto namin. But we're not gonna spill anything yet. Just with the name VA Academy. I mean, you guys would like pick up some few stuff from that name already. So, ayun.
So, yun. Nice. So, yun nga guys na we are truly inspired guys ng mga comments na receive namin, and we really want to give value as much as possible na hindi natin makikita basta-basta lang sa internet. So ito is truly based on our own experiences, yung mga mistakes na nagawa namin noon na nag-start kami.
Yeah.
And
other people's experience as well, yung mga nasa VA world for quite a long time din,
let's start with the, siyempre January ngayon, 2024 na.
Yeah.
And my first question is, for 2024, what is the best move for people who wants to start as a VA today? Ngayon na.
You know what? That question is very basic, pero hindi siya agad masasagot from the top of your head. Kasi ang dami nagsasabi na, just go to the internet, tapos itype mo lang virtual assistant, matututunan mo na lahat. But then, once you get there, bigla mong makikita yung first roadblock na, okay, nakita ko na anong sabihin ng virtual assistant, na alam ko na yung first step, but anong gagawin ko ngayon? What will I do now? I just know, but I don't know how. And then that's like one thing na every virtual assistant has been going through, especially those who are trying to be or starting to be a virtual assistant, from a corporate job. Galing sila either they're from the BPO industry, professional, corporate work. Yung iba, meron pa nga, like I've heard na they're teaching and at the same time they're working on the side as a VA, which is kind of amazing. Kasi alam natin, hindi madali maging teacher and at the same time they're trying to transition in this kind of work, and which is truly amazing. And I think one of the best things that you have to look at, step one, when you want to start as a VA in 2024, find what problems that other businesses are facing this year. Kasi last year, na-introduce sa atin ng AI, na-introduce sa atin ng new tools, Web3, um, all of this with NFTs and crypto, all these updates with Web3 and right now, because of that new introduction, businesses from all over the world are experiencing some challenges na hindi nila malagpasan kasi it's new. It's something that they don't understand. But knowing you as a VA na not like those business person na kalat-lahat ng mga ginagawa nila, they worry about all the departments, all of the transactions that they have. You as a VA, your only responsibility is to solve one problem. And for other people, especially for businesses, solving one big problem is enough for them to hire you. So I think that's step one. Find what challenges businesses are facing in 2024 that are new to them, that you can help them solve these problems, and let them hire you to give out the solutions that they need to make sure they go through this roadblock for their business. And ayun, ikaw Michael, what do you think?
I think the best move for people, especially ito, may special mention ko talaga yung mga like don't really have an idea sa VA. Like first, grab a pen and paper, write down the skills that you currently have right now, and then pick the skills that are valuable for a business, and then start there. Na find the jobs that are related to the skills that you currently have. For example, let's go to the basic na Excel works, spreadsheet, typing jobs. There are a lot of typing jobs, but if you really don't have a skills other than that, you can definitely start. But if you have like a more in demand skills like social media posting and stuff, graphic design, video editing, those stuff, you can really like start as in today. So.
Agree. And I mean, like right now, like from the basics up to the most advanced type of skills, they all need that. Lahat ng mga nag-hire ng VA, they all need those type of people. But the only factor that that differentiates those type of skills is experience and how much you're gonna get from that exchange of skill, labor, and how much you're gonna get paid from that. And I think that's one thing na you also have to understand na the stories that you hear is not as good as they sound like sa simula, especially if you have level 1 skills. Kasi right now you're watching this podcast or this video and you've probably heard or talked to other VAs, sinasabi nila kumikita sila ng 100,000, 200,000, but hindi rin nila nakwento sa'yo yung pinagdaanan nila to get to 100 to 200. And I think that's one thing you have to understand. And before you get to 100, you have to start with 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30. And that will rely on so much on the skill level that you have. So what I suggest, based on tama sa sinabi ni Michael, list down the skill that you have, all of the skills that you possess right now. And what I'll add to that, pick one and make sure that you're the best at it. And if you're not the best, just try to advance 1 or 2 steps. So, so to make you win the competition. Kasi ang daming gusto mag-VA, ang daming beginner VA, and let's say lahat sila marunong gumamit ng Excel sheet or ng spreadsheet. But what makes you differentiate from those people is that you have something that that they don't. And I think right now, you just have to be the best person sa paggamit ng Excel sheet. I think that's it. Excel sheet can be easy for others, can be difficult for others. But if you're the best at it, there's no reason for you to be ignored and not get the VA job that you wanted. I think that's one thing.
I like it. So, and then especially you guys need to understand that when it comes to pricing of the salary nga, and your value is determined on how hard or how difficult the problems you solve, because these businesses are looking for people to solve their problems. It can be like simple tasks like bookkeeping and stuff like that, setting up meetings and those kinds of work. But don't expect too much, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
the value, yun nga, the value nga nung like yung ability mo to solve a problem,
Yeah, agree. And I think when you say like problems na businesses are facing, biggest tip, the first problem that you can solve for these people is time problem. Just taking off some small tasks out of their calendar is already big for them because they can do bigger stuff for their business. Something that will give more when it comes to time investment, especially sa kanila na may-ari ng mga businesses. And I think once you cleared out just the basic stuff for them, especially like booking flights or just scheduling, is really a big help. And these people will pay anything just to make sure they clear up their time and give that time to something more important for them. I think that's one thing. Isipin nyo na lang, ano yung mga time-consuming tasks ng mga business owners na they know they can pass on to others. They can pass on to you as their VA na kaya mong gawin and just be the best at it. Which is kind of weird kasi ako ba magiging best calendar manager? Ako ba magiging best, let's say, meeting arranger? It's kind of weird. But if you are the best at it with those basic stuff, there's no reason for you to not get your first client in the first few weeks. Because you just have to be the best at the basic stuff. And that's enough for you to get your first client, to be honest.
So, let's move on to the next question. I really like those answers and stuff, and looking back to the struggles that we had when we started. Bro, those stuff, I wish I've heard those stuff from a
Agree.
mentor. And so, kasi starting on our VA journey, we don't really have mentors, no. Yeah, we have YouTube videos, but those videos are targeted to a general audience. But having someone or having a group of people that can pinpoint ano yung mistakes mo, ano yung pagkukulang mo, bakit di ka na hire or bakit pumalpak yung trabaho mo, and those people, bro, it's much easier to advance.
And one thing, ito lang, hearing this from a friend na sinabi niya he applied to 100 jobs pero wala siyang nakuha ni isa, just try understanding that it's not 2016 anymore, na konti pa lang ang nakakalam ng VA work. So let's say in 2016 there's like 1,000 job offers for VAs, but at the same time there's like 1,000 VAs trying to get those jobs. So sabihin natin like walang ganong competition. But right now, if you want to win the race to getting those clients, it's just like the basic stuff that you have to make sure. Number one, you just want to be the best of what you know right now as the basics. Kasi beginner ka pa lang eh.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, know your value. Ang dami mong naririnig na story na kumikita sila ng 100, 200,000 as a VA, but you're not there yet. You have to accept it. You have to see yourself na yung mga tao na yun na kumikita ng 100, 200,000, they have a skill that you don't have. And that's the main reason that you're not there. And you want to get there. But the only way to get there is to start from where you are right now. So you have to accept now you're still level 1. And the only way to get to level 2 and level 3 is by overcoming level 1. Yun lang. You have to see that. Number 3, volume. Ito yung nakikita ko ngayon. It's possible na there's 1 million job offers out there right now for VAs. And the best way for you to get that job is to apply to all of it. And sabi natin like 10 interviews a day won't hurt you. And the only reason for you to not get that job is is pag tinamad ka na mag-send ng portfolios, ng resumes, ng offers to those people, tinamad ka na mag-send ng DM sa Instagram. That's the only reason. Hindi dahil maraming mas magaling sa'yo, hindi dahil beginner ka pa lang, ayaw ka nilang tanggapin. It's just because that you stop finding the right client for you. Because at any time, meron isang client dyan na pipiliin at pipiliin ka, but it will take time and a lot of effort. Paulit-ulit mong isa-isahin lahat ng mga hiring, posting job just to make sure you get paired with the right one. Because right now, the volume is so high, the demand is so high, and yung competition sobrang taas din. So you just have to understand those basic things. Don't give up and keep pushing. Beginner ka, bago ka dito, you're fighting through the competition. The only way to win it, volume. Make more out of what you do right now compared to what you do before.
I like it. Saka, it reminds me of a post social media yung like there's a guy like mining a gold, and then nandun na siya nung like super thin na lang nung hinuhukay niya. Nag-give up siya.
I think diamond data.
Diamond or gold, whatever. So value. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
Saka, just to add on that is like, so we're going to a different topic na din. Pero it really connects it. Yung what essential skills should you have dun sa, yun nga, for this year. Pero yun nga, let's start off, before improving on a bunch of different skills that you currently have, first you need to improve your mindset. That's the most important thing. Because if you have these skills and you don't have the work ethic, you don't have the motivation to do those stuff, to send applications, improve your communication skills and stuff. If you don't have like the right mindset, bro, you will never move on to the level 2.
So, essential skills that you need to have right now as a VA, especially in 2024. You know what? Let's cut into two things. And this is based on Alex Ramose's interpretation on skills. So we have hard skills and soft skills. So most basic way to understand this. Soft skills are just skills that are hard to measure. And hard skills are just skills that are easy to measure. So let's say soft skills, communication, leadership, time management, work ethic, teamwork. Like, what's the best way for you to measure that? And I think that's just like the only thing that differentiates it. But I think learning it is not as difficult as it seems like. Like, how do you teach empathy, or how do you teach, let's say, time management to someone, which is a soft skill? Just cut it under the basics. So isipin mo, ano ba yung ginagawa ng isang tao na kayang i-manage yung time niyan at its peak, at its best? So sabi natin, gumagamit siya ng alarm clock, ng timer, nililista niya lahat ng mga ginagawa niya, ini-schedule niya, always carries a calendar on their phone, laging sinecheck, prioritizes things that has to be prioritized, and like those basic stuff. Hindi mo naman pwedeng sabihin sa tao na you have to manage your time, and which is very vague. So I think that's one skill that you have to understand. Soft skills that you have to bring up to, because I think at the end of the day, soft skills will build your reputation to the business or to the employer that you have as a VA in the long run. And hard skills is the thing that's giving them the reason to keep you in there or to hire you at first. Kasi hindi agad malalaman nung business or nung employer kung ano yung soft skills mo. It will take time. Kung si Michael, it will take me 1 month to see your leadership and teamwork. But I hired you at first because of your hard skills, which is, I saw you have a certificate from Google. You know how to run ads. Marunong ka mag-program ng app for my gym, for my real estate business. Reason why I hired you. And soft skills, that's the reason why you'll stay, build reputation to this business. I think those are two things. So build hard skills to get hired, and then build soft skills to stay longer in that business. Kasi you need those two things. Hindi pwede na magaling ka lang sa programming pero wala kang patience. Or magaling ka sa social media pero wala kang time management. You see, those are two things that are very important. So build those two things at first. Right now, kung wala ka pang experience, make sure you have the hard skills that these people need. And then when you're there, simply build your soft skills based on the criteria, on the environment, community that business has. Pagdating mo dun, and it will take you a long way on where you want to be.
I like the way na yun nga yung si Alex Ramosi that he differentiate between the skills kasi if a VA asks anong skill pwede kong aralin, di ba? And we can't really give them like a specific type of skills na ito viral tong TikTok video editing and stuff, and you really need to have like certain amount of soft skills in order to accomplish like a certain level on that skill, and marami nang gumagawa nito, guys. And just always keep in mind that the competition is too high nga. And you need to understand where you are. You need to humble yourself na nasan ba ako ngayon? Like, hindi ka dapat nagmamalaki na kasi once you stop underestimating yourself na di ko pa kaya yan, ganun. Once you stop doing that, the improvement will slow down. Kasi if you don't humble yourself na hindi ko alam yan. So dapat alamin ko yan. 'Di ba? And if you ando ka na sa point na magaling ako sa video editing and stuff, hindi ka nagagawa ng paraan para mag-improve. Kasi magaling ka na nga. Sa tingin mo magaling ka na. So it will always fall back pa rin sa mindset na if we work on excellence, if we target on being excellent dito sa skills na meron tayo, is I think yung fruit ng excellency na yun is yung pag-level up mo dun sa skill na yun. And yun. Any tips for VA applicants? Ito medyo broad siya, pero like what I have in mind for VA applicants ngayon nga na mention na rin kanina na volume, most important. Na you should send until you get that client. Kasi once you really give up on doing those stuffs, and also you need to be strategic din. Hindi lang basta-basta send ka ng send tapos yung sinesend mo pala na portfolio resume is hindi siya optimized, hindi siya professional looking and stuff. Sobrang copy paste lang, sobrang obvious. You need to be strategic sa mga approach mo. Hindi lang basta-basta nagsend ako ng 100. Yung pala yung sinend mo is di naman pala ganun ka eye-catchy, or the most common peoples are doing it. So you need to be strategic and stuff.
Yung sinend mo, interested ka maging real estate VA niya, pero gym owner pala siya.
Yun lang. So yun din. Kaka-copy-paste mo, kaka-copy mo ng mga scripts sa YouTube and stuff. Oh guys, gayahin niyo tong script na to, it will work, bro. If there's 1,000 VAs na kinopy-paste yun, bro, are you kidding me, di ba? You need to be, at the same time, unique. You need to be yourself. You really need to understand nasan ka? Ano lang yung meron ka, hindi yung like copycat and stuff. Kasi on our own experience, when we fake our resume and stuff, we did that, guys. And for us, natawid namin yung mga time na yun, pero we don't suggest it because when we got hired, we don't know anything. Di namin alam anong gagawin namin, and hindi kami natutulog kasi hindi namin aralin tong specific skills na to. So guys, don't fake it. We don't believe on fake it till you make it. Talagang you really need to have the time, Kasi when you're starting as a VA, all you have is time. That's the biggest currency you currently have, and the thing that you can offer is your time.
every time you fake something sa pagpasok mo as a VA, it will totally slow down your progress kasi you're skipping the basics.
Hmm.
And I think that's like one thing why people doesn't excel as fast enough. Let's say may dalawang tao, John and Will. Example lang. Let's say John fake his resume, fake everything, his skills, zero knowledge, pero naisip niya, i-YouTube ko na lang to mamaya katapos kong ma-hire. I just have to make sure na I get through this. Yan, may script siya, chinat GPT niya lahat, nagbabasa siya sa interview, and he got hired. So nakapasok siya dun sa business na yun as a social media manager, sabihin na. And let's say Will was so honest, sinabi niya dun sa employer na, I have zero experience. I have level 2 skills, pero my interest in learning more is above level 10. So, siyempre, yung employer, he'll understand na level 1 or level 2 skill yung hinahire niya. But knowing that person doesn't have the entire criteria that I have, will have enough time and understanding na where he is right now and how his employer is gonna treat him properly. Rather than John na nai-stress na kasi hindi niya alam kung paano gawin. 3, 6, 9 months later, because Will was honest enough to his employer will help him grow. Unlike John na binubusan lang learning everything on his own. And I guarantee you, Will go further than John. Sabi natin kahit si John, nakakuha siya agad ng 50, 60,000 client, 60,000 pesos. Let's say $2,000 client, and Will only got like 600. 9 months later, I am 100% sure that if they reapplied again with their current skill and the current, let's say, experience that they have, Will not just double or triple what he's currently making or previously making. I think that's one thing that you have to apply on yourself, and especially once you're starting as a VA.
If we don't really advise this, and we want this podcast to be a transparent kung ano talaga experience namin. We're not faking and stuff, and kasi we don't really suggest it on our personal experience nga, gaya nga nung example nga na mention mo, it is something like that. But yun nga. So let's move on to the next question, which will be the last question for this podcast. Is connected pa rin siya. Is what employers look for. So for me naman, yung like the basic stuff, syempre nandiyan yung mga skills, pero aside those skills that yung hinahanap talaga nila is yun nga, yung transparency mo, yung pagiging honest mo na I don't really have much experience on this, but I'm passionate, to work for you and to learn more, something like that. And if you show lang, pinakita mo lang na you're willing to learn, na talagang you have a set of time, or aside dun sa work mo lang na magpupush through ka lang, you gonna ask your boss on the job and stuff like that. Talagang if you show lang, showcase mo lang yung pagiging mo na learner, na gusto mo lang matuto talaga dun sa certain job na yon, you will, yun yung parang parang ano ba yung tawag, sweet words sa mga nag-hire is, yung hardworking. I'm hardworking, but define hardworking, di ba? Kasi kasi mostly sa mga interviews na nakita natin, and sabi, what skills do you have? Like, I'm a hardworking person, I'm polite, I'm humble. Bro, how can you measure that, diba? Those are soft skills, and those skills can never be mentioned. I mean, can never be measured on just on our interview, or 15 minutes interview, or 30 minutes. So yun nga, you need to express those na you're a hardworking into some degree, na explaining that you're really passionate to work for this company na agad, na you're willing to sometimes, work for free. Pag wala ka talaga, I'm willing to work for free for 7 days. So na it's a gamble. lalo na if you really want to get this job. Yun yung mga techniques na mga hinahanap din ng mga employers and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yun.
Also, like, just to give you guys a quick tip, it's easy and extremely difficult to employ your soft skills on an interview. The only way for you to pass that or prove your soft skills is proper recommendation. But then knowing you're just starting out, no one's gonna recommend you to that employer. And even if you're like working on a job right now and it doesn't have to do or doesn't do anything with a VA work, it's really hard to prove your soft skills. So make sure you improve your hard skills as much as possible, especially if you're just starting out. Pero if meron ka ng dating employer and you know you've done good with them, get that recommendation letter. It will help so much. And to your question, Michael, what employers are looking at right now when hiring a VA? I would say transparency. Kasi right now, ang daming things na that are giving doubts to employers. Number one, a lot of them always ask, do you have a current client right now? Tinatanong nila yan. And mostly, ayaw nila. Gusto nila sila lang. Some others, they allow it. Some others don't. Pero be transparent as possible. Kasi kung meron kang client right now at sinabi mong wala ka, that client will take the most out of your time dahil hindi niya alam na may iba kang ginagawa. But if that person knows na your 5 to 8 p.m. schedule is taken by another client and you're only available, let's say 9 to hanggang madaling araw, then he'll respect that. He'll give you that time to work on your first client. Pero if you know that person only allows one client at a time, then be honest. Sabihin mo meron ka. And the only trick here, give a promise and be true to this. Let's say, sabihin natin, Mr. Employer, I have a client right now, but the reason why I'm still looking for another job, obviously is because I'm not making enough. But if I know that I'll make more in your company compared to my previous company, I'm definitely leaving them for you just to make sure I get I reach my ends meet. Ayun. And they'll even like that more rather than you lying to them. Transparency is very important. With your skills, with your knowledge, with your experience, just tell them what you know. Tell them what you've done before. And let them process your skill that you have right now. And wag kang matakot na ma-reject. Kasi mare-reject ka ng mahigit 10 beses. Or baka hindi mo na mabilang. Kasi ako hindi ko na mabilang. Ikaw, nabibilang mo pa?
Hindi ko na nabibilang, bro.
Hindi niya mabibilang kung ilang beses kayo mare-reject. But just like on how other people does this, it will take 100 rejections for you to find the best client suitable for you, for your skills. And you have to accept the fact na bago ka pa mag-start sa VA journey mo, tingnan mo na yung pang 101 client yung makukuha mo. And then you won't be disappointed with the time that you and effort that you gave on this journey. Kasi you already accepted na yung pang 101 hanggang 200, yun yung sure. 1 to 100, let's say 30%. Kasi muna sa lahat, your first interview, kakabahan ka ng konti. 5th to 10th interview, medyo comfortable ka na pero hindi mo pa rin alam yung sasabihin mo. 11th to 20th interview, siguro ulit-ulit mo nang sinasabi pero makikita mo kung ano yung hindi mo dapat sabihin. Yung mga later interviews mo, inaayos mo na, hindi mo na kailangan magbasa, sobrang natural na sa yung interviews, and then you'll get the rhythm eventually. And then you just have to go through a lot of things, a lot of rejections, a lot of failures before you get the right client for you. And don't expect too much at first. Mamaya kasi hinahanap mo na yung 100,000 peso client mo, kaka-start mo pa lang, tapos mo lang panoorin yung podcast na to or kung sino mang YouTube content creator na nagtuturo kung paano maging VA na sinasabi, after you watch this video, kikita ka na ng malaking pera mamaya as a VA. And that's not true. It's everything that talks about immediately creating money as a VA is totally not true. You have to understand that you need the skills. And kung naisip mo man na well, I don't need to learn these skills. I just have to look for someone that knows this. And then paturo ako or pag-ako sa kanya. And eventually, what you're trying to create here is a skill that you want to build in the long term. Kasi eventually, let's say you are building your reputation with people, but then the only thing that you've been doing for the past few months is lacking off and not really doing anything kasi meron kang kakilalang kaibigan na gumagawa ng work mo, and eventually, you'll eventually see yourself na kulang pa to, kailangan ko pang gumawa ng paraan just to make sure na I'll make more out of this, and right now just having the basic of the skill is very important. So I think
that's pretty much it for today's podcast. And
awesome.
It's really
again.
Yun.
If you want to learn more, guys, we're gonna do live sessions on our Facebook group. Please join. And eventually, konting spill lang, konti lang.
Konting spill.
Kasi sa VAcademy Podcast, we're trying to build something that has the word academy to it. And we're giving out something free by the end of the month. Wala kayong babayaran. Free. And the only way to get that free thing is to join that Facebook group. Kasi whatever that free thing is, we're working on it so you guys could make a lot of things out of it. Papakinabangan nyo to. Especially dun sa walang experience o konting experience sa pag-VA. So please join.
Nga, guys, thank you so much for listening or for watching this video and podcast. And, if you really get some value out of this podcast, please leave a comment, Make, just let us know ano yung mga na-realize nyo or sa tingin nyo pwede namin improve. Yeah. If you have questions, guys, tanong lang kayo sa comment section, we will reply. But we really suggest to join the group kasi doon talaga is like, we will talk to you guys like on a personal level.
Hindi kami celebrities, magpapa-celebrities na hindi kayo papansin. As much as possible, kung kaya namin replyan lahat ng comments niyo doon or questions niyo doon, we're gonna try our best. And eventually, there are already other people na mag-join doon na on the same level or better level than us na will eventually help you as well.
Yes. And we're really creating this group of people, to really help out each other. Hindi lang basta to to join and get the free value, but we want to build a community that that help each other to boost each other. All right. Thank you so much.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Again, then
Michael. See you on the next episode. Yes,
awesome.
Sir.
If you want to learn more about VA, join Virtual Assistant Academy. We want to create a place where we can help each other, share our stories and experiences in virtual assisting. So, join Virtual Assistant Academy.